Hey guys, I just realized I haven't released a YouTube reading this week, so I'm just gonna do like um, like a general reading here real quick with one deck. So I guess just um, take a second and meditate on my deck for a minute. Act like you're putting your hands on it, right? Maybe put your hands on the screen or whatever. And we'll see whose energy I pick up. I'm going to pause the recording. I'm going to meditate on the deck. And this may end up hitting for a few of you. I may end up doing a personal reading. Who knows? We'll see what energy I pick up. So, with this, it is a general reading. So, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Don't force anything to do, uh, or don't force anything to resonate. Um, I gotta say, as I'm shuffling this, and as I was shuffling before, I feel like the death card is important in this reading, but we'll see. I don't know why I just have a hunch that the death card is important to this. It may have that type of vibe, like you guys are letting go of something. You may have to let go of something. It may be some sort of transformation. You may be resistant to it, something along those lines. I haven't gotten too far into the reading, of course. We're just starting, but I had the death card just in my mind as I was touching the deck earlier before I started recording, and just thought I would mention that. So, anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm used to recording for TikTok, so I don't know if you guys want to watch me shuffle or not. Personally, I don't care. I'm used to just, um, you know, pausing and then showing you the results. But basically, I'm not the best shuffler, and I like to do, I mix it up, but I like to do this and just wait for something to pop out. Sometimes I'll take it, sometimes I won't. But every now and then I'll mix that up. But basically my shuffle style for anyone who's curious. Anyway, I think I'm just going to pause it. So it's funny, I was talking about the death card earlier, and the Five of Cups came out. It was actually just kind of sticking out just a little bit, but it shocked my hand whenever I touched it and went straight to my heart. And I'm like, oh, this card needs to come out. Let's see what it is. It's the Five of Cups, and it just had like a real energetic tug to me. So I do feel like this is an important card for this. And it's just, when I look at this, it's just, do I really have to let go? That's kind of how I feel looking at this card. Do you really have to let go of this? It's kind of like, you need to move on, but you kind of don't want to, is how this feels to me. And maybe you do have support there with you. Maybe you have other offers. Maybe you have other options, but it's just whatever this is, it's just like disappointment that you have to let go. I'm just going to go ahead. I still have more to draw for, but I'm just going to go ahead and speak where we're at right now. So we have the Ten of Cups heading into the Eight of Cups, heading into the Magician, heading into the Page of Cups. So I feel like whatever situation this is that you let go, probably a romantic partner, maybe not, but whatever the situation is, it's like you felt overburdened at one time and you knew you had to move forward, and you kind of got into the space of like, okay, what do I want? I got to create something new for myself. I'm in it. I know I have to move on. So you thought you were moving on in this direction. I think this person may have just swept you off your feet and kind of like, hey, like, I heard maybe you guys were reciprocating energies. Maybe you were both in this space, and it was just kind of like a, I kind of want to create with you type of thing. And it just feels like with the Seven of coins going into the Nine of coins and the Empress, it's just like everything, it's like what was once just stagnant. Stable's popping in, but stagnant turned into stable. I think that's, and you have this abundance and you have this opportunity for growth. But something's just nagging me. And I think it's because the Page of Cups often appears inexperienced. And I do see this as the person that you were dealing with. And now this could be you. Take this how it resonates. But there does seem to be an inexperience and immaturity. Maybe saying things that they really didn't mean or didn't really know the full impact of what they were saying, you know? Not a lot of follow through potentially, that type of thing. So it's kind of like there was a lot of potential, a lot of excitement, and that may be what you're still hanging on to here. But it's just like, what is this element of immaturity, of whatever from this Page of Cups really nagging at me? Card does not want to come out. I don't want to take those. Anyway, I'll pause this for a second while I wait on a card to pop out. Deck's not wanting to work with me right now. So, but before I pause, let's go ahead and talk about the signs that have showed up. Of course, I'm not reading for a specific sign, so this could be you. You could have it in your chart. This could have been the person that you were dealing with. Could also have been like this season you dealt with them, like Gemini season, Virgo season, Taurus season, Libra season. Doesn't have to be. Or also there's water signs in general. So there's that, but doesn't have to be. It could still apply to you if you're not one of those signs or the person you were dealing with isn't one of those signs. So anyway, like I said, give me a second. I'm really just like, what is it about this page? Something's off. Okay, so I have some more cards, and the first card that popped out was the Emperor in reverse. So you could have been dealing with an Aries, but that's kind of telling me that, or you could be an Aries, but that is kind of telling me, I feel like that's more of the tyrannical side of the Emperor. Like this person had to have like their shit in order, their way or the highway type of thing, and you had to fit their mold. You know what I mean? Like if you weren't doing things the way they wanted you to do things, they were not happy at all. If you didn't say things the way they wanted you to say it, they weren't happy at all. You needed to fit the picture of their mind. They were very controlling type of energy here. And the sad part is, the Two of Cups and to the Lovers, it's like you guys had this great connection here. Like, I think that you both were aligned in what you wanted originally, but then it's like with this Queen of Cups, sometimes I see the Queen of Cups with this like lid over her cup as protective of her own emotions. So even if you weren't dealing with a her, I'm calling it her because of the Queen, right? So this person could have just sheltered their emotion after like the initial excitement of the making the connection with you, and just really withdrawn. And part of that is I think they saw you as this King of Pentacles versus them being that Page of Cups. Like I said earlier, the pages are like inexperienced. They are immature. They're often young, you know, and they still have much to learn. And I think they looked at you as this King of Pentacles energy, and the King of Pentacles can be someone that people love to go to for advice. It's like they're not sitting there doling out the advice, but if you need to ask somebody for some solid advice, it's the King of Pentacles. They know their shit. Like, I don't know how y'all feel about Virgos, but Virgos usually don't speak unless they are right, unless they feel very confidently that they are right. And King of Pentacles has Virgo energy. So speaking of that, that could also have been a Virgo. Gemini and Cancer also came out. Before I get into this, might as well say Scorpio, Capricorn, Aquarius. So we have most of the signs right now. But it's just like, it's funny. They started fights it's weird because it's like they started fights because they didn't want you to leave. It's like they were afraid that you were going to just end it and leave, but they started it because they didn't want you to leave. That's kind of what I'm getting off of this with the Five of Wands and the Judgment and the World. That, like, it may not have been that serious of a fight, but it's just like constant bickering or something, you know? And it's just like they just, it has kind of self sabotage written on this, to be honest. And um, just like, I don't know why I want to say criticism for the sake of criticism. Like, were you even that upset about it, or were you just trying to start something? Like, it kind of has that energy. It's like out of nowhere. Like, what is this even about? Is this really about this? Like, what's going on? Like, this was never a problem before. Like, and then if you do it that way, it's like if you changed it to that way, then they would complain about the way you were doing it that they said you should do it. You know, there's a lot of, I don't know, it's just a lot of like starting drama for the sake of drama, if that makes sense. Um, Now, it may not have been specifically them bossing you around and wanting you to do something a specific way, but it does have a lot of like, this feels like drama for the sake of drama, just starting shit. Um, so, I don't feel like this is done, but I'm like, what direction do we need to go? Sorry, I keep hitting the table and shaking the camera, but let's see. Well, you're still sad about it. Do we want to know? Do we want to just get advice for this? Or do we need to look at, like, what are these good things? I feel like it's just kind of support, really. I don't know if we really need to look at that or if we just want to do advice. Maybe we should just do advice. So, as far as advice goes, I really feel like this is just, and I know people are like, ugh, but I feel like it's focused on you. What are your hobbies? What do you enjoy? Because there's obstacles in the way of like romance right now, with the Knight of Cups and that horse like not wanting to cross the river and all these mountains and stuff. It's just kind of like, what is it that is the obstacle right now? It's when we have the Four of Swords and the Three of Pentacles there, it's just kind of like, okay, I think you really, like, you need to rest and recover after this. This feels like a battle. Like, this feels like a war. Like, dealing with someone who self-sabotages like this has to be mentally, emotionally exhausting. And I'm sorry if you're the other one, but I'm sure it's emotionally exhausting to self-sabotage yourself, but that's yeah. And I feel like this is saying like, okay, you need to feel hopeful in your creations. You need to feel good about what you're creating, and I just don't think right now you moving forward into another relationship, into making another love offer, I don't think you're going to feel good about moving forward, about offering someone else your cup, or even the same person. If you're thinking about, I see the world, and it's like if you're thinking about opening this door back up, if you're thinking about entering the cycle again, it just seems like right now isn't really the best time. Like, rest, recuperate, like, you know, as long as that, as long or as little as that takes, it just seems like you really don't have a lot of hope in the situation right now. And why do you want to go somewhere that you're not hopeful? You know? Okay, so I do kind of feel like this reading was done. So hopefully it was resonated for at least one person. Hopefully it helped. Because it does kind of seem like this person, whoever you were dealing with, took a toll on you, and you may have just needed to know that yes, there was a connection, but then as soon as the like shine wore off, they got intimidated. They were scared. They backed off. They guarded themselves. They put that wall up. You know, it's they didn't really know how to handle the situation. There's something about they really didn't know how to handle the situation, so they put a guard up. And it just feels like a little bit of self sabotage. So, anyway, like I said, hopefully this helped you guys. Y'all have a great day.